Hi everyone, welcome back to Muffin Matter. If you're new here, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and let's get right into this. So for this video, I thought we'd do what we did last time, do a little character assassination. And for today's pick, I have gone with an OG. You guys know it. If you don't know, you've probably heard about it. And if you haven't, you should probably just go read it and then go watch my review on it. I think that was my first review I've ever done on this channel, and that is Girls of the Wilds. My pick for today is Queen. If you've watched my video, then you probably already know a bit of my thoughts and feelings about Queen. And yeah, let's get right into this. So Queen, if you don't know Queen, she's like the rich girl in that series. She is supposed to be the badass, like, rich girl, and let's be clear, she is that. I can't, there are some things that I just cannot take away from Queen. I can't remember her full name right now. I honestly can't remember her full name right now, but there's some things you just can't take away from her. There's some things that I'll just be like, okay, I hail you, okay, I give you that, okay, I'm not gonna step to you when it comes to that. Queen is rich, Queen is resourceful, Queen can do whatever the fuck she wants. Queen is very badass. Queen is so cool. Queen, like, I have to give props to her. There's some things where I have to like tip my hat to her. I have to be like, okay, I retreat, okay, like, I give it up to you. But Queen really pissed me off in that entire series. She really fucking pissed me off. And it wasn't only her in isolation. Jigo also pissed me off too. But Jigo's like a puppy. You know what I mean? Jigo's like a puppy. Although some things really pissed me off. To be honest, I think Jigo pissed me off more than Queen. But like the good things that he did and seeing his character develop and also seeing his growth, I think that kind of outweighed what pissed me off for him. So like his better things outweighed what pissed me off, but what he did pissed me off more than what Queen did. But her, like, I plus we also follow Jago's own story, so it's like let me just you know what I mean. So Queen, the first thing I did not like about Queen, I mean, just in totality, she never really sat well on my spirit. Let's just talk about how she treated Jigo when they first met. Let's speak on it, let's understand it, let's deep it. If you have not read it, then let me just give you like a little exposition. So fine, Moonyoung and Queen, they were walking, so and so for blah blah, so and so blah. Moonyoung does some bicycle trick. I don't fucking know. She did some bicycle trick and then it hits Jigo, who was holding like milk, and then it spilled onto Queen. And you'd be thinking, okay, that's a mistake, right? It's a mistake. Yeah, and it was a mistake. A rational person would think, oh, that was a mistake. Oh my gosh, it's not a problem. If that happened to you, you'd probably be like, you just brush it off. You'd probably be like, oh my gosh, like, oh, nah, it's cool, it's fine, it wasn't your fault. Because it wasn't his fault. It wasn't even his fault. And that's what actually pissed me off about Moonyoung. But that was probably the only thing that pissed me off about Moonyoung. The fact that she had selective outspokenness. Because of that whole scene, you would think that Moonyoung was one of like Queen's lackeys. You would think she was one of Queen's minions. You would think she did not have a spine. You think that she didn't speak out because she was one of those people who, you know that kind of high school kind of hierarchy. I thought that was what was going on. That's why I wasn't mad at Moonyoung in the first place. That's why I wasn't pointing down, oh my gosh, Moonyoung, you're the one who did it. Because I was like, oh, okay, I see what you're trying to do here. Moonyoung's a lackey. But no, we see her speak out against Queen. We see her not taking any of Queen's shits. We see her competing against Queen. So what was all that about? Why did you keep quiet? Why was it mom when it came to that situation? So let's go back to Queen. Completely overreacted. I didn't even understand what was going on. He spilled something on you by mistake and it wasn't even his fault. Try to understand that. Let's try and get that into a little box, right? How can someone spill something on you and your instinct is to go 0 to 100 ultra bitchy? I just did that didn't make sense to me. That did not make sense to me. That didn't track. I wasn't understanding it. I didn't get that. It just didn't make sense to me. I just I was a bit upset. Not a bit, I was very upset because it wasn't even his fault. It wasn't even his fault. Munyoung wasn't speaking up for him, and it was. Let's just say it wasn't not a sensible response to someone doing something like that to you. It just wasn't. Then she wanted to make him pay for her laundry, which was like, okay, I think he wanted to, but then there was a miscommunication between how much it was. It was just messy. It was just messy. I think she made fun of the fact that he was poor. I was like, what? Don't tell me this is a bitch we're supposed to be rooting for. Don't tell me. Don't tell me this was a bitch we're supposed to be rooting for. And I say bitch in an endearing way this time. Like, don't tell me we're supposed to be rooting for her. Because I couldn't. Like I said in the beginning, I respect Queen. I respect Queen. That doesn't mean I really like her. And she did get better. Don't get it twisted. She did get better. There was that character growth. But the thing is that it wasn't enough for me to be like, I forgive you for all the shit that you did before. You know what I mean? It was not enough for me to be like, yeah, you know what, you get a pass. You've done the time. Cause she hadn't. The next thing, like, she was just rude consistently. It would not let up. She would just be mean, like so mean, and it didn't even make sense. None of his actions ever warranted such kind of like cruelty. Now, it's been a while since I've read it, but like I just remember, I don't know, she was just so mean. Like, let's remember when she challenged him to like one of those fights. She challenged him to a fight on national television, and I was sitting there like, how is that fair? How is that even allowed? Why didn't nobody intervene? Why didn't anybody be like, excuse me, this boy has not done a single day of training or fighting in his entire life. The only thing about Jigo is that he has like fighter's instinct, and he's done a lot of like manual labor, manual work, whatever stands for, blah. He doesn't know how to fight. This boy does not know how to fight. Like, the only advantage he has, like I said, is because he's done all that shit, plus he's a guy, so statistically he just has, I think, maybe more muscle mass, more that kind of thing. So that's the only advantage he has. But he's never trained in his life. If he got into a ring with her, he would lose. I think he would lose. I think he did lose. Didn't he try and like train against those? I mean, he trained against Queen's little brother, fuck's sakes. He lost. Like, no, did he lose? I think he won, but by the skin of his teeth. I think he just remembered. He just remembered, like, wait a damn minute. This is a 12, 11-year-old boy. Like, bitch, I'm heavier than him, and he just like carried him or something like that. Can't remember. But like, honestly, I was just out here thinking, but you know, this isn't fair. You know, this is an S-class fighter, an S-class ranked fighter, against some boy you just picked up on the streets. That it just wasn't making sense. And again, it did not warrant all that he did. He didn't do anything to be warranting all of this. If Jigo had truly done some bad shit, I would have been like, yes, go Queen, go. No, but he hadn't though. He hadn't done any of that shit. So I was just there like, you're being a mumu. You know what I mean? You're just being dumb now. You're just being dumb. You know? Let's go on to the fact that every time she would do all her shit, every time she would go, she would say something mean, do something mean, she would turn around and do her little cutesy thing, her little, like, maybe I think she was confiding in Munyoung, maybe. She'd be like, am I mean, or am I a monster? Am I really bad? And I'm sitting there like, so if you have enough self-awareness to question yourself on the fact that, oh, maybe you're not the nicest person, if you have enough self-awareness, enough guilt to be like, after Jigo calls her a monster or something like that. I can't even fucking remember. Which by the way, that Jigo's fear of women is another completely different thing. Honestly, that actually made me dislike him for like a long ass time. I can't even fucking lie. That also attributed to my own like separate like hate on him. Maybe I should go reread this thing so I can go like recollect my thoughts on why Jigo made me mad. Because Jigo's not off the hook. He's really not off the hook. What was I saying? So yeah, she would do this little cutesy, and I mean like the way they draw her after doing this whole mean girl, tough girl act, she's like whimper. She's like to Munyang, am I mean? Am I a monster? And then Munyang like, oh my gosh, you're so cute. No, you're, and I'm like, huh? What do you mean? What do you? It just really pissed me off. Keep the same energy. You know what I mean? That's all I'm asking for you to keep the same energy with your attitude and with everything. Because like, if you were a bitch through and through, I probably would have respected you more. Now that's different from changing over time and becoming less of a bitch. You know what I mean? Like think Blair Waldorf. Blair Waldorf's a bitch, and she all the time she's my Blair. No one deserves her. The best character in that show, hands down. Come fight me. She was a bitch, but she owned that she was a bitch. She was a bitch all the time. She really was. Now, did she get some character development? Yes, she did. She became way more selective about who she was a bitch to, and she lessened up a little bit, but that didn't change her energy. You know what I mean? But this was a mess. I don't even want to touch that. That was a mess. Next thing is that I cannot feel sad for her sad backstory. I just can't feel bad. You know what I mean? They try to make me empathize with her. Like, oh, her parents wanted a son. They really called her like a boy name. I can't remember what the name is now. But her name is I'm sure it's a stereotypically I think maybe Korean boy name. And they used to dress up in boy clothes, and I think I'm supposed to empathize with her, like, oh, the patriarchy, fuck them, fuck the patriarchy, fuck all that. But I don't feel bad for her. I don't. You know that meme that you think I feel bad for that bitch? Because I don't. You know what I mean? Because I don't. You can't make me feel bad for Queen. You just can't. You just cannot. Because it's like, you're still rich though. You still fight. You're still able to do whatever you want to do. You're still able to go about where you want to go about. So what's with these restrictions that you don't have any restrictions? She doesn't have any. She's able to travel the world, go to places with her friends. Like, she's still able to attend all these fights. Still able to go from business meeting here, take a private jet, go and attend the flight. Just some she'll be taking flights to fights. You know what I mean? Still doing her damn thing. Still has an underground ring. She has a training ring in her own house. She like I just it's like, it's so what am I supposed to like find relatable here? What am I supposed to be like, oh, for? I can't. If our parents were really being like tight hand-fisted over the fact that no, you're not going to train, you're not going to do fighting, it's not something that women can be doing, so and so, blah, blah, maybe I'd have been like, okay, I feel bad now, come on parents, now let her do her damn thing. But her parents weren't even such a force in that thing. They didn't restrict against anything. They make you think that they did, but they really didn't. Sure, they wanted her to like face the business side of things, of their business, because like I said, she's a really rich girl and they have a business. They pretty much own, I don't even fucking know, let's say they own the whole of Korea there, because like the way they be acting and all their resources. But it's like, your parents aren't even that wrong though in this whole fighting thing or anything that has to do with athletics or sports. It's not as sustainable. it's not as sustainable as a lot of things. Like your body is really your like your body is your weapon. Your body is your selling point. You know what I mean? And once that gets damaged and once that gets tarnished, like what's going to happen? What's going to happen? You can't be doing what you're going to. What if you get gravely hurt and you can't do anything again? Because that shit happens. That shit happens. Isn't those people, those footballers who now get cerebral something, they'll get concussed or something, and there was this one Nigerian doctor who found out about it. I can't remember. And then Will Smith did a terrible Nigerian accent, just terrible. And I couldn't even watch the full movie. It was that bad. Anyway, so what was I saying? So it's like your parents aren't even that wrong. You know what I mean? Your parents aren't even that like far off. You know what I mean? So I was like, I don't really feel bad for you. I don't really feel bad for you. You can't make me feel bad for you, because honestly, you sound like you're living the life. Because she's doing literally all she can do, all she wants to do, and you're sitting here asking me to empathize with her or to sympathize for her, and it's like can't happen. Can't happen. Not for me. Not for me. Next thing is that now, while I don't hate romance, I really don't hate romance. Actually, quite the opposite. I liked it. I really like romance injected into quite a few things of mine. So I'll like, if I'm reading fantasy, I won't mind to see a little romance sprinkled in. I wouldn't mind it. I would actually quite welcome it, especially if I'm seeing two characters which I can, root for together. Let me not lie. I actually quite like seeing a little bit of romance in there. And let me tell you now that this romance was horrible. Let me be the one to say it. If you didn't know it, the romance in the story was bad. It was bad. I think was the worst aspect of this thing, because it made the entire thing drag on. Now this is a long ass story, and I genuinely think it probably would have benefited from being like 50 chapters less. Yeah, if they could cut out like 50 chapters, it probably would have benefited. It probably would have been more streamlined, probably would have been more, the pace maybe would have been better, maybe even more than 50 chapters, because that, but let's just stick with 50, like around that 25 to 50 range. If they could cut out that much, probably would have been like good. You know what I mean? Because like it just dragged it down. It became really bogged down. This whole entire love triangle between Dao, between Jigo, between Queen, and I wasn't here for it. Because, and like I said, this rant is partly dedicated to Jigo, because Jigo is just mad. Oh my gosh, maybe I'll create one of these for Jigo. Jigo's song, "Welcome to Your Tape," because like honestly, I just it was drawn out. The ending was drawn out because of this romance. The plot and the fight became, and the conflict, let's not forget, became drawn out because of all this romance, because of all this nonsense. A lot of conflict just came out because of this entire love triangle. Let's not forget that I felt stupid. I felt like an idiot. I felt crazy. There was this entire beach scene with these girls. I think they were from China. I think, and it was set up was that they liked Jigo. It seemed to be that they liked Jigo, and of course they're playing I think it was beach netball. Maybe they're playing beach netball, or was it volleyball? No, I think it was netball. They're playing beach netball, or was it volleyball? Yeah, I think it was beach volleyball. They were playing one of those. And of course Queen and Dada are becoming very like competitive, because these girls have seemingly shown interest in Jigo. So they're like kind of competitive. They're doing what's needed to be done. They're very aggressive. Only for the creator to come and sweep a rock right underneath us and for it to be like, oh no, they didn't like him, they liked one of the other guys, they like this one nonsense insert character. I can't remember his name, I can't remember what I just remember him being disgusting. I just remember being disgusted by this character. They liked this character and they completely just swept the rug underneath us. And I was like, you think you're funny, huh? You think that was slick? You think that was interesting? It really wasn't. It really made me annoyed. It really made me feel like, nah, you honestly think you honestly want to play us like a fool. You honestly want to play us like a fool. That whole entire thing pissed me off. It really pissed me off. I don't know why. What I'm saying is a lot of conflicts just burned out of that whole entire love thing, that whole entire romance. And if there wasn't any of that, God knows I would have had a much more enjoyable experience in Girls of the Wild. And yes, I'm a bit petty. I am a bit petty. Of course I am, okay, about Dao Dao. Because Dao Dao was done so wrong. And Dao Dao deserved better. She deserved better than all of that nonsense. She really did. She really did. How are you going to make Dao Dao one of the best characters there? I want to say best female, best characters, period. She was the best one. What am I even saying? Dao Dao was the best character in that entire thing. Yeah. She genuinely was the best character there. She was the best character there. How are you going to now come and regulate her to some guy, some college guy we don't care about, we don't like, we haven't seen too much of, we haven't seen the chemistry go over time? Just as soon as they did that, as soon as they introduced that character and made it seem like, oh, this is someone that could get close to Dao, I immediately, like, something at the back of my mind, I just lost interest, because I was like, this is insulting. This is insulting. You think you're slick. You are honestly about to silently retcon this whole entire thing. As soon as they introduced the character, I knew. I was like, okay. Dao Dao, any chance of Dao Dao and Jigo was done. And at that point, honestly, I didn't even want Dao Dao to get with anyone. I didn't want Dao Dao to get with Jigo, because Jigo pissed me off. I would have preferred it. I think it would have been way more respectful, just better for Dao Dao as a whole, for that character, if she didn't get with anybody, because she didn't need to. Number one, nobody there needs to be getting with anybody. Dao Dao especially, she didn't need to do all of that nonsense. And for you to come and put her with some side character that us as the readers don't care about, don't know about, have not been emotionally invested in for Lord knows how many fucking chapters, because like I said, that thing is long. It is very long. It just pissed me off. And like I said, well, this isn't really Queen's fault, okay? It's not really Queen's fault. You're probably like, Titi, okay, but that's not Queen's fault. Calm, fine. But like it just, that whole entire, she's part of that love triangle, and that love triangle really pissed me off. It just wasn't nice. It just wasn't enjoyable. It wasn't cute. Like, it could have been cute. And the ending, it really spoils the ending for me as well. How are you going to do all your nonsense? How are you gonna get together in spite of my fave, in spite of Dao Dao? How are you gonna get together? How are you gonna reject Dao Dao? How are you and Jigo, Queen and Jigo, how are Queen and Jigo gonna do their own shit in spite of Dao Dao? That's number one. How are you gonna let my fave, Dao Dao, get to this guy we don't care about? How are you gonna do that? How are you going to get approval from everybody? Because Dao Dao at the end was like, okay, you know what, I got to my guy, I don't care anymore, Joe. How are you going to get approval from everybody? How are you going to get approval from Queen's little brother, from Jago's little siblings, the twins? How are you going to get approval from Queen's grandpa, the head of the business or whatever? How is everybody going to be rooting for you two at the end, out of reluctance, out of tiredness, for the characters, out of yay, you know what I mean, out of okay, cool, let's get them together? How is everyone going to root for you? The reader, the characters in the something, and the readers too, because we're like, okay, you know what, let's just wrap this up. At least for me, I'm just like, let's wrap this up, let's be ending, let's be coming and going, I beg. Let's just be, how are you going to do all that? Have a drawn out triangle only to end the story how it ended. I think that was one of the most, that was the most sinful things, the way it ended. How did it even end? I just remember a huge level of dissatisfaction, like, god damn, you mean that's what we're doing now? That's how we gonna end this? How? That's how? Okay, calm, you know what I mean? Like, calm. It was just like, oh, I think her name is Ingui. I feel like I butchered that name. But Queen wanted to go somewhere. She went traveling, so blah blah. And then just one day, I think he was like, you know what, I miss Queen. And then he went to go and visit her. I think, was it in Paris? Was it Paris? I feel like it was Paris. Maybe it was Paris. And then they visited them, and then they, I don't know, they just saw each other, and I think it ended. I can't remember, but I think that's how it ended. And I was like, how are you not even going to let us have a sense of resolution, a sense of, let's tie this in a bow? So yeah, it just really annoyed me. It just really annoyed me, that entire romance. Queen as herself, I just did not like that character. I just didn't like that character. Anytime she came to odds with Dao Dao, I was like, no, I automatically side with Dao Dao. I don't even know what Dao Dao has done, what Dao Dao has said, but I'm automatically on her side just because. And yeah, I just hated it. I don't think that Queen's a good character at all. Genuinely, she's trash, but she's not as trash as my last pick, Charles, for a number of reasons that I can't even get to right now. I just know that she's not as bad as Charles. I mean, Charles is a grown-ass man. Queen got better. And I kind of like Queen. I kind of like Queen in some ways, but this, if there's an undying, if some people really have an undying love for Queen, okay, more power to you. But like, low-key she's trash. Jigo too is trash. That ending, trash. And yeah, that kind of wraps it up. So after this, go watch my Girls of the Wilds review. You probably really enjoyed it. Go watch that. That was probably my first review. You can find it if you scroll down. You'll see that. Or just go to my webtoon recommendations playlist. Like, subscribe, comment anything you want to comment. Comments like TT. I've been waiting for someone to validate what I've been thinking for the longest time. Thank you. Or comment, TT, your opinions are trash, honest to God. I don't know who'd let you think you can be walking around on this earth with those kind of fucking opinions, but square up because you're wrong. Just comment anything you want to comment. And yeah, I'll see you in my next one. Bye.